When it comes time to do inventory on the handheld, you've loaded up all the items that you're going to use in the product list, and now you should have done a synchronize to the handheld, so all the items should be loaded onto the handheld. But now you want to either take an inventory count, or you've had it on there and you're going to be doing a regular inventory count once a year, once every 6 months, or whatnot. Go into the inventory screen, and here you can see we've got these buttons: product, inventory, transfer, reset, and templates. Product will open up the list of your products, everything that you have available to sell, whether you have it on the truck in a quantity on the truck and it's defined for the truck or not. It'll list all items. Inventory, that's where we're actually going to look in a minute, where we can actually do an inventory of the truck. Exfer, that's for transferring between this truck and another, or back and forth to the warehouse. Reset will reset all of your minimum quantities to your current on-hand quantities. And templates is just a way to take a look at what's inside templates as you sell them. So if we look at the inventory, you see we've got three things here. We've got physical, quarterly, and print. And what those will do is print will just print a report of your inventory as it currently stands. Quarterly, you can go in and just make adjustments to your inventory, recount it periodically, and just make an adjustment, change it from 5 to realize you've got 4 or 6 or whatnot. Physical is more elaborate. First thing it's going to do is it is going to deplete all of my current inventory down to a quantity of 0. Now, if this is the first time you're loading any inventory, it'll do this very quickly because you don't have any items in there for it to zero out. You have products, but nothing's been set to any quantities on this handheld at that point. And then it loads up this screen, which is a product entry screen, similar to how if you do an invoice, you can type in the product and it'll look it up. And that also means you can look up the cross-reference number if you have that. But if you know the exact number that you're looking up, you can look it up by that as well. So in this case, I'm going to start entering item inventory of just a couple of items. Okay, so we'll enter in a couple of items. And I'll see it says the quantity in the truck right now is 0. That's because it zeroed them all out. And now I have the choice. I can hit more. It'll bring me to a blank one where I can type in the number. It does the lookup, gives me the quantity from the 0 amount. Or I can hit left and right, in which case it'll move me through various products in the list. I usually find it easier to just hit more and have it just keep bringing me to another one. Like so. And notice I just punched in one that it did not exist, so it didn't bring me that. That's not an item number that the handheld recognizes. This one is. I'm going to put in a number, and now I'm done. Now notice I just hit more here. This is not what you want to do. If I try and exit here, it thinks I'm still trying to enter more data. And it gives me this error because I'm on this record. So I really need to move back onto an item, any item I want. It could be one I already entered for, something else, but as long as I've got something here with the data inside here, now I can exit. And it will save all the new data I just put in. And now I'm back. As I said, the difference between physical and quarterly is that the quarterly I can pretty much do the same thing, but it doesn't zero out my inventory first. So when you set up your handheld to go out into the field, you'll probably want to go into the security settings or the form settings and set up that the H physical inventory has a password on it so that people can't accidentally go in there and zero out their inventories, because that could cause them other issues. And that is how you put an inventory. When I look at the product list, it will list the items that I put in there. I put in a 004, I put in a 006, I put in and I put in 14, and so you can see my items are there. My minimum quantities are whatever they were before. But if I wanted to load up the handheld maybe for the first time, and you were putting everything in there and you're putting everything at their standard levels, which is a great idea to start out when you're first building your handheld, put everything at the levels where you want it to be. When you finished, put everything in, hit this button here, reset, and this resets all minimums to the current on-hand quantities. I click OK. And now when we look at the product list, it will show us all the items have the minimums reset. As you see, this was 999. Now it's 0. This is 5, 5, 12, 12, 13, 13. So all the minimums have been set to match the quantities on hand. If I put this in a reverse order, you can see here's the items that I put in, and the minimums all match. And that is a really convenient way to get your handheld all started up with the truck inventory to get started, or on a regular basis when you need to you want to do an inventory count and just do an overall count of your